to Going Live with Mary Russell Hankins. Here you will be empowered, uplifted, and encouraged. Be sure to turn on your notifications to stay connected. Blessings, 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 everyone. Come on in, come on in. Where I bring the woman of God up, I am super excited about tonight. So come on in. Let me go ahead and share the live in some groups and bring the people on because tonight is the night. And I'm so excited. I don't know about you, but my day have been fantastic. Let me remove the woman of God off the stage right quick, you guys, so we can talk and I can bring her back up as I'm bringing you guys in. So let me go ahead and tag some people in. Let's get everybody in the room on today, y'all. Listen, before I just got on here, y'all, I was stirred up. I'm telling y'all, I was stirred up in my spirit. God gave me a revelation today, baby. God gave me a revelation today that it had me even saying, whoa. But listen, let me go ahead and tag some more people. And when you come in, I want you to also please tag and share as well as I bring some people in. And you already know what I say. When you be obedient to the woman of man of God, be looking for a miracle and a breakthrough and a blessing. So let me get some more people in because I want everyone to hear the story on tonight. I am super excited. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me go ahead and put it in the group right quick. I got a couple. Let me tag a couple more people. Listen. I got to make sure that we got a good audience for the night because tonight, baby, is going to be amazing. It's going to be fantastic. Let me share in my DMs to everyone that is back here. Yes, and separately. All right, let's send to group. Let's send this to the group. So come on in, everybody. Okay, perfect. All right, come on in, everybody. I have done my part, so I am super excited. So let me go ahead. I am about to start. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, okay. Woman of God, I never seen that up like that before. I was like, wait a minute. What is that? You good. I gotta get with you after this to learn some lessons back here. I was like, what is that? Okay, good. I love it. All right. So I am going to go ahead and get started because I believe in starting on time and I believe in letting God be God and letting God flow. So I'm going to start reading the woman of God bio as you all come in. Oh, I'm super excited because now it's Dr. Sheena. Dr. Sheena Gordine, the empowerment advocate and inspirational author. Dr. Sheena Gordine, remarkable journey from adversity to empowerment is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Confronting the harsh realities of domestic violence and multiple health conditions, she refused to be defined by her challenges. Instead, Dr. Sheena embarked on a transformative path of self-discovery, inspiring others along the way. Ooh, this is so good. Dr. Sheena wears many hats, from poet to motivational speaker to podcast host to self-love coach. Her advocacy extends to raising awareness about domestic violence and chronic illnesses, amplifying the voices of those who often go unheard. Through her many works, Dr. Sheena invites readers to embrace their imperfections and find beauty in their struggles. Her duet poetry collection, The Mask Behind the Mask, lays bare the complexities of the human experience, while subsequent works like Unveiled Pieces of a Broken Mask offer pathway to liberation and self-acceptance. Additionally, she has penned empowering children's books and released I hope I'm saying this right, Poignant, I hope I'm saying the right, portrait album, I Was Always Rose in Darkness of Love, with a new release From Trauma to Ooh, I like that. Embracing My Royalties from Embracing My Royalty, slated from May 2024. Dr. Sheena, oh my God, has earned, listen, y'all, if y'all can see all these accolades on here, oh my gosh. She has earned her acclaimed recognition, including the Purple Ribbon Award of Courage, Viewers' Choice Awards as the executive producer of the film Through Your Eyes, The Mask Behind the Mask, and recognition at the Global African Fashion for Peace World event in 2021. She has achieved remarkable milestones as a 10x bestseller and international bestseller on Amazon. Received the 2022 I Am Her International Women on the Rise and Women Influencers Award, and earned the 2023 YWCA Art and Cultural Women Empowerment Award in 2024, the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. Her impact has been featured in Spotlight magazines, Hot magazines, Dreams Fair book magazines, Channel 13, Channel 10, Channel 6, Spectrum News, and the Troy Record newspaper. Originally from Cross, South Carolina, Dr. Sheena now calls Troy, New York home. When she's not advocating or writing, she treasures moments with her two beautiful daughters, finds silence in nature, explores new culinary delights, and savors the joys of travel. Dr. Sheena Journey serves as a beacon of hope, reminding us all that adversity can be a catalyst for transformation, and that self-love is the foundation of empowerment. You guys, as I bring this woman of God from backstage, I am super excited. Let me just go ahead and bring her up on tonight. I'm sorry, Dr. Sheena, how are you on tonight?
I'm well. I'm well. How are you?
Oh, I am so excited. I have been ready for this for weeks now. Weeks. I'm like, I can't wait to talk to her. I'm so happy that you are on the show and God allowed you to come on at this time, because like we just spoke the other day, like less than like 3 minutes, and I was like, listen, I'm just ready to hear your whole story because I'm excited.
Yes, absolutely. It's always a pleasure to be able to share the journey.
Yes. I'm super excited. I just want to dive in. I'm going to ask you one question, because one thing I know, I have went to some YouTube interviews and I have seen you on some interviews, honey. So I listen, today I have been like, yes, Dr. Sheena, let's do it, baby. I'm excited. Listen, I'm just going to ask you one question and we going to flow, because we didn't talk about nothing else. So the one question I'm going to ask you is, how did all of this start?
It's quite interesting because where I am now, did I imagine this journey happening? No, about actually it'll be about 6 years soon. It's 5.5 years. So in 2017, I actually was dealing with domestic violence, and it wasn't the first time. It did at this time. It was by the time I was already in my second toxic relationship. And it was time for me to make a change. It was time for me to let go of these relationships and stop settling for the things that I was dealing with. So during the midst of me going through my domestic violence, I decided that, I was writing poetry. So as I started healing through my journey and going through Unity House for the program that I went through, I sat back and was like, how can I make a difference? Because as I go through the program, I was seeing other women. They still were angry. They still were frustrated. I was going to counseling. I was doing it was like we had this walking program, we had an art program. So I wanted to know, where could I make a difference, being that I was healing through this mission. And a lot of times when we go through something, we always ask the question, why? Why am I going through this? Why is this happening? During my midst of healing, I realized that the situation was bigger than me. It wasn't for me. It was for other people that I needed to help through their journey, to help through the trauma. So it was a horrible experience, but it was destined for my mission to help to empower people. So that's when I decided to put the book together to inspire people, that there is a mask that we tend to travel with and we tend to put on, but it's another mask that we hide that we don't tell anybody about. So, like the first book, it was called The Mask Behind the Mask. In 2019, this is where it started. The Mask Behind the Mask became the mission. It came the mission to help people to learn to take their power back. It became the catalyst to, whereas I took my voice back of going through domestic violence. I took my voice back of taking my scars and making it into a beautiful butterfly. And I took my power back by turning my pain into a purpose and being able to help people through this mission. And, like I said, I have 6 different health conditions. I don't look like it. And that's another mask that I carried. So the mask behind the mask was the finding of the fact is that I don't look like my story. I don't look like the things I've been through. So why not let me help people to their full potential to learn how to show up and show out? You're on
Listen,
mute.
I love it. I'm like on mute. I'm like, I love it because you do not look like what you're saying at all. And even when I spoke to you, I told you, when I saw your bio come through the email and I saw your picture, I just say, wow, I can't wait to talk to her. You have so much grace upon you. Like, it's like the glory. When I saw your picture, I was like, wow. I was ready to talk to you because I just knew that behind all that beauty, it was something. It was something that was great. It was something that God has used to empower women all around the world. And listen, God has graced you.
Yes,
God
definitely
has
he
graced
has.
you.
He has. And I say that all the time. Like, if it wasn't for the purpose, I could have been gone because, I was dragged upstairs. I've been strangled in my sleep. I've been, strangled holding my daughter. I was strangled while I was pregnant with my first kid. So, like,
Hmm.
going through this journey, I could have been dead. Like, I was stalked for a whole year, to whereas I literally had to uproot me and my kids to a
Wow.
whole different apartment,
Mm.
car, place, and etc. But I decided not to be silent. I decided
Mhm.
not to let fear be a reason of me not speaking out and telling my story. And I decided that I needed to speak for those that can't speak for themselves, because I made it and there's a lot that didn't.
Listen, that is so powerful because even as me working in a community, as many moms that I see have left, places to get away from the abuser. And sometimes the fear holds them to, they try to be strong, but next thing you know, they keep going back. They keep going back. They keep going back. And sometimes we want to say, why you keep going back if he did all these things to you? But the reason I can't say that because I have been in that same situation. I have been
Absolutely.
a victim of domestic violence. I have been the one to keep going back. And it makes you think like, okay, God, I know I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Like, I know you called me to be a woman of God. I know you called me to empower women, but why keep going back? But
You
God
know,
is so good. He's
right.
so good because when he taps in and we all come in alignment, it's just something that renews that mind that say, no, 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 no. We're not doing this, daughter. We're not doing this. But you are going to use this as a testimony because one of my other daughters couldn't go through it. But you went through it because you're going to be empowering so many people. Because sometimes I used to question why I got to go through it. But now I'm saying, God, I'm not asking you to take me out. Just give me grace to walk through it. Because I know it's not always about me, it's about somebody else. And same with you, with, listen, Dr. Sheena, that sounds good. Dr.
Yes.
Sheena, yes, congratulations again
Thank you.
on just getting that doctorate and just doing what God has called you to do with no fear. As I was reading your bio, it just kept sticking out to me, the mask behind the mask. That is like so powerful. Like, only God can give you titles and stuff like that. From trauma to like, only God can give you titles like that. You come on, talk to us. Talk to us. Where were you
So,
with these?
you know, it's crazy because when I wrote the mask behind the mask, I didn't have the title yet. I put the pieces together, and after I finished, it was like, boom, that's the title. And literally, it spoke because a lot of people see that they was like the mask behind the mask. It's a conversation piece. Because they'd be like, what do you mean the mask? Because there's always a mask that we always hide behind. You know, I hide behind the fact is when I first went through this process, I didn't tell anybody about it. I didn't talk about it. I didn't talk about it for years. The first several years that it happened from the year of 2012 to the 2017, in between the two different, I'd never talked about it. So in 2019, the mask behind the mask was time for me to open my mouth and talk about it and come from behind the mask and be, the lady behind the mask, because now I'm pulling people from their mask. You know, Talking about the mask behind the mask is the fact is that, okay, I have ankylosing spondylitis, which is like arthritis in my spine that goes the rest of my joints like rheumatoid arthritis. I have fibromyalgia. I have osteoarthritis. I have polycystic kidney disease, polycystic ovarian syndrome. I have DVT, which is deep vein thrombosis. And with all these things, I don't look like my storm. So this is why I say through grace and mercy, I'm here speaking, talking, walking, and doing the things that I do. Because there's someone out there that might be dealing with any one of these conditions and can't get out of bed, can't lift a finger, can't do anything. So to be able to do this and be dope, which is dedicated to other people empowerment, or being able to heal people, which is helping amazing lives. Listen, it's a power that is given to me with purpose, and the mask behind the mask was for me to show up for people, to help them know that they can come from behind their mask. They can be encouraged and they can love on who they are. From Triumph to Triumph, that's my latest album. Now that came
Mm.
about because the fact is, okay, so the first album was called I Was Always a Rose in the Darkness of Love, which kind of aligned with the Mask Behind the Mask series. Because with the Mask Behind the Mask, we had the Mask Behind the Mask,
Mhm.
we had Unveil the Broken Pieces of the Mask,
Oh, I love that
and
cover.
then we had the Evolution of the Mask. So
Mm.
if we go back, right? This one I was telling you, you got a mask on. So I'm telling you now, you gotta sit in this mess that you got. You gotta
Oh.
sit in front of that mirror. You gotta understand yourself. It's okay to say I'm not okay. You can cry, you can laugh, you can be ashamed, you can be judged, but it's time for
Mm.
us to talk about it. It's time for us
Mm.
to break those walls. This one, now we putting my sociology BA hat on, plus the other works that I do. This one is poetry. Now, all these books are poetry, but I speak to you in different forms, in different growth of poetry. So this
Mm,
one, I give you poetry, and it's talking about unveiling the pieces. It's like taking off the baggage, taking off the
yes.
insecurity, taking off the fear, the frustration, the anger, the depression, the anxiety, the PTSD, the things that we deal with within life because life be life. But
Yes.
in here, we got questions, we got affirmations, we got space for you to journal. So it's for you to do the work. It's for you to go
Mm,
through taking off the mask and getting comfortable with who you are, being
mm.
okay with who I am. And now it's time for you to show up unapologetically, authentically who you are. I call this the glow up after the grow up because now I have
Ooh,
evolutionally showed up without my mask. I am me, I am she, and I am here to show up and show out.
you better say that again. You better say that again. You need to get that trademark. That sounded good, honey. Listen. What? Listen. Okay. First of all, we need to make sure that where we could get those books need to go in the link. We need to share
I
where we
got
could get the books. We need to make sure we do all of that before this live end.
you. Absolutely.
Listen, that oh my gosh, that and you know what? I love the way you did the books just like that. One, two, three. Like the mask. And then you breaking it down from the beginning to the middle to the end. You gotta sit up in this.
Hmm.
Now you getting a little stronger. Cause now you starting to think. But now it's like boom. I'm about to tell people to help them get healed. I love that. That is fire. Yes, I love that. Listen, I don't know where to go. You have
I know it's so much. It's so much.
and it's awesome. This is God's grace. If y'all
Absolutely.
can see this bio, this is God's grace. All of the, oh my gosh, the Purple Ribbon Award of Courage. Let's talk about that. We're gonna go through this.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. So with the Purple Ribbon Award of Courage, I actually got right after I published my first book. Now, when I say my first year, when I went to go put this book together, it was like, all right, I'm gonna put it together. My kids can see that I published it. I jumped, I've started taking the steps to healing, and I'm going over the different things of life.
Yeah.
But God had a different plan for this mission. So, with the Purple Ribbon Award, I published the book in 2019 February. By 2019 October, I was getting the Purple Ribbon Award through Unity House, which is the program that I went through to take my steps of healing, counseling, the walking, because we had this thing called STEM. It was like strength through every mile.
I think
And
I
basically,
heard of that.
what we did was we went and we used to walk, and we were prepping for a 5 mile run, which I walked
Mhm,
because of my conditions. And it was also for a domestic violence pro nonprofit that did this running in October.
mhm.
But it was a way to help you be able to heal through the process of the strength through every mile of coming out of domestic violence. And then I also did counseling and art classes. So as I went through that in 2018, 2019, I published the book. So to them, they see me as their success story because
Yeah.
right after I published the book, I stood on stage and told my story at this play called Secrets to 100 people that I didn't even know. I was ready to
Wow.
share. I was ready to tell everybody. So before my parents or anybody knew, I told the world in a room of 100 people that I didn't know about my story, about my domestic violence, about my impact and what I've been through and how I decided to get out. From there, I end up on front of the newspaper, and from being on the front of Detroit Record that March, by April, you know how we all have that cable station that shows have that
Yes.
news station. So
Yes.
Spectrum News was the cable station that repeatedly shows the news.
Yes.
So one of the anchors seen my story and asked to do a piece on me. So from there, it just went crazy. I had people in my inbox. I had people texting me. I was going all over the world sharing my story. And this is just how it went. So they decided to make me their success story, and I end up with the Purple Ribbon Award because it was to the point to where they was calling me for my story to be, you know how like with the different nonprofits that help domestic, they
Yes.
have like these newsletters and they have
Yes.
like reports and stuff they have to send in. So they were calling me
Mhm.
for my story to tell the people that give them money. So I was their success story.
Yes, why I can most definitely relate to the success stories with that. That oh my God, that's fantastic. Okay, so we talked about Spectrum News. So since we talked about the news, then you was on channel 6, channel 10, and channel 13.
Yes.
Oh my God,
So
this
with
is amazing.
channel 10, we were talking with 10 and 13. So I was on channel 13 twice. Channel
Uh-huh.
13, we first talked about the first book, but then I was on there again with channel 10 and 13 was about the movie I created in 2020 during COVID. So I decided to take my first book, The Mask Behind the Mask, Through Your Eyes, and I prepared with another girl named Vera G. We got together and created, it's like kind of like a documentary, to whereas we
Mhm.
allowed people to talk about their domestic violence stories, more of bringing awareness.
Mm.
So we had girls, guys, and then we also had my daughter who spoke about, how they felt and how it was, because we have to remember, going through domestic violence, it's not just us that deal with it, it's other family
Mm-mm.
members that deal with it.
Yes.
It's the kids, it's other relatives,
Yes.
it's other people that are getting things from this and getting different, trauma from this. So we have to
Mm-hmm.
educate people that, when you're doing this or dealing with this, it's not just you that's going through this. And it was
Yes.
also educating people, like when my daughter talks about it, she cried and felt bad because she wasn't able to do anything about it. So, to be able to know that I can provide information for people to
Yes.
understand that it ain't
Mm-hmm.
just you that's dealing with this, and it's so
No.
much bigger than you, and it's a lot that happens with this. And to just get them to know the red flags, and to get them to
Yes.
to know what their worth is, and to just know when it's time to leave, and know when it's time to enough is enough. A lot of
Enough
times
is
we
enough.
settle and we forget that we are worthy and we do matter. And so many
Yes.
times, a lot of this is from our past and a lot of things we didn't take care of. So we deal with our past trauma and add another toxic relationship on top of it. And until we fix it, it becomes another mess.
That's right. You absolutely right. Oh my gosh. Okay. Woo! Okay, so we got the channels out the way. Now let's go. The Viewers Choice Award. Oh, we talked about that
Yep,
because
that goes to the
that
movie.
goes with
That's
the
the
Through Your
hmm
Eyes and the Mask Behind the Mask. Okay, what about the Global African Fashion for Peace World event in 2021?
Well, your girl had a whole crown. I got the sash and everything. So
Wow!
that was 2021. That was actually during COVID. So it was
Yes,
a virtual contest. Now, mind you, this is me
virtual
face
contest.
virtual modeling contest. So it was me
Wow.
just like, hey, I'm gonna try. I seen it, and the only way not to win is not to try. And
Right.
literally it was voting through your picture. So you had to send in a picture, and people voted. And uh global African fashion for peace, I literally won by 2 points. Mind you, do I model? No. Have I ever? No, but I won.
That was God. Glory all through that picture. I told you. When I saw that picture, I was like, ooh, that's God. Grace and glory.
Yep, so I got the
Wow,
crown and
that's
the sash
amazing.
over there with my other stuff. So I actually literally, in this competition, was out in Nigeria. So I
Wow.
won this out of, so that's why it's global. It's literally out of Nigeria. I was the global fashion for peace 2021 queen.
Queen, doctor, woman of God, empowerment advocate, inspirational, best-selling authors, which we're about to get in that. Now, this is amazing. You have achieved a remarkable milestone as 10x bestseller and international bestseller on Amazon in 2022. That is amazing.
You want to know how that happened?
Yes, I do. I do.
I am a part of about 30 plus anthologies. So besides my 7 books that I've done personally, I've been in about 30 plus
Wow.
collaborations. So that's
You
how
know
that happened.
what? That's powerful. Cause I'm actually in 3. And this was the first year I ever did collaborations. And I was like, oh my God, God said I was gonna be bestseller. You know, my
Mhm.
workbook hit bestseller first, and then the collaborations hit bestseller. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Wow, 30.
Yeah,
30,
30
not
plus.
even including yours.
No, because the thing about it is
That's
being that,
amazing.
COVID, we were in the house. So I had time to
Yeah,
write. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I wasn't traveling. So why not
I
expand
love
my horizons and being collaborations with people and share my testimony and share my story? So
I
being
love
that
that.
the world was shut down, I was turned up.
You better. Do I need to make a T-shirt for you with that on it?
Yep.
While the
Add
world
that
was
to
shut
the
down,
list.
you was turned
Add
up.
that to the
I love
list.
it.
Yep.
Listen. Oh my God, that's
Look, make sure
amazing.
you write it down now. Write it down
Listen,
so we
I'm
can.
about to write it down.
Mhm.
Wait, hold on.
When the world was shut down, I was turned up.
Got it. Got it. Blessings, everyone. Thank you all so much for tuning in on tonight. We appreciate you all. We do see you. This is just fire tonight. So we love you. We love you. My best friend on. Hey, Taniki. I love you, boo. Okay. So let's get on. Woo. I am her. International Women on the Rise and Women Influencer Award. Oh my God, let's just stop there because we still got more, which is
I
great.
know. And to be funny, that's not even all of it. That's just the minor version of the accolades I have. Because
Wow.
when you're sitting in a bio, I
Yeah,
don't want to drown out the amount of awards that I have because I've done a lot. But
right.
I put the, some. But if you were
Yeah,
to put a lot of, yeah, like my whole panel, that chef that's over here, it's about
yeah.
13 awards over there, just over there. So,
Wow.
the I am her woman on the rise and uh
Yes.
what
The woman
what
on
was the
the
other one? Woman on the rise and
the woman influencer award.
yes. So that was through a award. This lady out of Atlanta, and her thing is called I Am Her International.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I won those. That was also through voting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen,
Just
God
being
has
able
you on
to
his
be a
mind.
testimony for people.
Wow, that's amazing. Then we have the Y. I had to make sure I wasn't saying YMCA. The YWCA Art and Culture Women Empowerment Award
Absolutely.
2024 and the
Yes.
Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yes. So the YWCA Empowerment Award for the Art and Cultural Award, I won that actually in 2023. It was amazing. We had a gala, and it was basically, I got nominated, and I got, people. I think I had 6 nominations, and I got
Wow.
chosen for my Art and Cultural Award because of the works that I do. And with that, we talked about my book called The Power in Me, and
Yeah.
that's where the art and culture will come from because of the workshops and stuff that I provide to the women that's in the shelter. And
Mm,
I go there and I do workshops with them. I do confidence building, self-esteem, from healing from trauma,
yeah.
self-awareness, and just
Yeah.
being able to inspire them to be able to show up after what they've been through. Because after going through trauma, it's not the easiest thing to show up anymore. It's not the
No.
easiest thing to trust
Mm-mm,
anymore. And it's not the easiest thing to have confidence because a lot of times you're blaming yourself through a lot of these things that you're dealing with. So
mm.
why not take them through the steps of discovering their full potential, of being able to show up after dealing with the trauma, after dealing with the anxiety, the PTSD, the fear, the anger, the judgment, and
Yes.
whatever else may come with that. You
Yes.
know, I wanted to be the one to plant the seed to help them thrive to the next side of it, because I didn't want them to continue to be self-sabotaging themselves. I didn't want them to
Mm.
feel like they had to sit in that mess and stay there and never be happy again, because there is happiness on the other side. There is love on the other side, and there is a lot of empowerment on the other side and inspiration, but we got to know how to get there. So I
Yes.
go there and I teach them how to get to the other side. And I tell them, if you don't do the work, you won't ever be able to get to the other side, because yes, you have to
Mhm.
sit in the mess first. That's the first
Yes.
step, is acknowledging and being vulnerable about the fact of yes, you've been through something, and accepting it. But then we have to accept our part in it.
Come
We
on.
have
Let's
to
talk
say,
about that.
yes,
Yeah.
I played a part. We can't play
Mm-hmm.
the whole victim through the whole thing. We
That's
played a
right.
part in it because we accepted it, we dealt with it, we was in it, and we stayed.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, then you have to go through the next stages of forgiveness, because you're
Oh
not
yes.
forgiving the person. You know, you're not waiting on forgiveness, because if you wait on, you'll be mad forever. So you
Mm-hmm.
take the stages of forgiveness for yourself, because now you're trying to go to your journey of healing to find your happiness. And I don't
Yes.
mean finding happiness on getting your nails done and your hair done. I mean finding
Mm-hmm.
the happiness within yourself. You know,
Yes.
finding what brings you joy, finding what makes you smile, finding, even if it's just getting a glass of wine saying hello, or cooking a good meal in the kitchen with your kids,
Mm-hmm.
or reading a good book, or even just sitting there watching a movie, or writing poetry. Whatever brings you joy, that's where you need to find it, not somebody else giving it to you, not somebody
Mm-mm.
else bringing it to you. Defining the happiness and joy within you and who you are, because we have to remember the purpose that we carry are within ourselves, and our potentials are within us. We were
Yeah.
born with a purpose, and you got to know how to find it. You know how to work through it. You got to know how to show up through it. Regardless
Mm-hmm.
on however and whatever you've been through, that was your past and it doesn't define you. But you got to learn how to show up after that.
That's right. Oh, that was so good. That's so good. Because you write a lot, I would say us, because it's certain times that we sometimes self-sabotage our own self. And we're like, oh Lord Jesus, what I'm going through, what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that was good. Self-sabotage, because a lot of us be stuck
Hmm.
because we play the victim.
Yep.
Until we learn how to not, we have to admit to ourselves, okay, I stayed here too long. I've been saw the red flags.
Hmm.
I already knew this. And I just, you know what it is? I'm just gonna put it out there. I got to. Is we have been, some of us have been raised, stick in there.
Hmm.
Because a sanctified wife sanctifies the unbelieving husband. You gotta have faith that it can work.
Hmm.
Because if you
Hmm.
pray and you fast, God can change and turn this thing around. And guess
Hmm.
what? This is gonna be y'all testimony.
Yep.
Am
But
I right?
sometimes when it ain't right, it ain't right. You gotta let it go, especially
You
when it's
got
hurting you,
you got
physically,
to.
mentally, and emotionally. It sometimes you gotta let it go. But yeah, you get the, oh, just take it to the church, or just
Just
pray
take it
about it,
to the
or to
church.
get better.
Uh-uh.
And I'm like, praying ain't everything. Sometimes it's more to that.
No, it's more. That's why it's so important that getting help is nothing.
Hmm.
Yes, we got Jesus, we love Jesus, but it's okay to talk to a professional. Mental
Correct.
health is real. I
Yes.
deal with young clients and older clients all day in the community. And they don't look like what they going through, but they dealing right here psychological. Their mind is like, wow, you went through all that. But some of them don't want to go see a professional because
No.
the way it was raised. Or if you go see somebody, you crazy.
Right. And that's
No,
and that's the stigma, and that's the
it's the
sad part
stigma.
about it. It's the
It's so
stigma.
sad. It's so sad. I think all the churches need resources for mental health.
Yeah, they
All
do.
churches. That's why some pastors, we have seen so many pastors kill themselves. And
Right.
so many famous people kill themselves. It's not always drugs. It's mental health issues that
Mhm.
they was keeping on their mask. They kept
Yep.
their mask on too long.
Yeah, and never got comfortable, you know, with who they were. Like,
Yeah,
we all like, a lot of times they played a part of being this other personality of entertainment, you know,
yeah.
and they live in that entertainment world. And then when they're home, some of the things they're like, wait,
They
they're
yes.
not comfortable with who they were during this process. So it's like you got to come from behind it. A lot of times I use that quote, in order to be successful, you have to get uncomfortable to be comfortable to then be successful.
Oh, I love that. Woo, you got some words tonight. I'm gonna have to go back and write these down. I love them. I love them. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now, okay, we did that when we did the Presidential Lifetime Award.
That I'm not getting till December, but
Ooh,
that is awarded for me through Dr. Laurel Rich.
yes.
She's out of Texas, and she
Mhm.
felt that, among my service through the years, she felt that I needed to be recognized for what I do. And I'm
That's
excited.
amazing. And
I'm
you have to
excited
come back.
for it.
You have to come back on the
Absolutely.
show when you get it so we can celebrate you, Queen. All right. So then you have been featured in Spotlight Magazine, Hot Magazine, Dream Spare Book magazines, and Troy Record newspaper. Let's talk about those.
Listen, the magazines were all between the last 5.5 years, and actually there's a couple of magazines that are on there. But a lot of them were either like covers or, just way to promote the journey that I came
Yeah,
from.
yeah,
A lot of my things, I told you, I call it the glow up after the grow up. And a lot of times we have to acknowledge and, grace ourselves and,
yeah.
celebrate the here's and nows. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been through a journey and I've been through a storm, but I learned how to turn that pain into a purpose. And it's time for me now to help people and touch souls upon souls as this
Yeah,
journey continues. Being able to bless people and show them that, listen, you can show up after going through something. Yes, you might have came from a small town, or yeah, you might have went through this, but look at you now. You know,
yeah,
you can create whatever you want. You just got to use your mind to do it and have the power to have the faith to know it will happen. Like I said, 5 years ago, did I think I'll be Dr. Sheena? No, no clue, no idea. Did I think that I will be about to be on my eighth book because of my project that's about to come out? I'm a visionary of a book called Turning My Pain into Purpose. I have
mm.
37 authors that God graced me to have me be the visionary of.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, it is because I'm totally shocked.
Wow, that's amazing. 37.
37.
Wow. Now
30,
that is a
37
big
great
achievement. Wow.
37 graceful souls that is going to grace people with their turning their pain into purpose and being able to share their story. And this is volume 1. So volume 2 is coming. So that will be opening up after I finish this project. This one will be looking to come out in October.
Mhm,
Working
mhm.
on the editing process right now, but listen, I'm excited for it. I'm honored to be the visionary of this project. The stories are amazing. They're tear
Wow.
jerkers. Because it allows me to touch so many souls through this project. You know,
Mhm.
I see it going globally, internationally, and being able to touch any and everybody around the world. And
That's
then
amazing.
I have my own magazine too, right?
Wait, no. Okay, Doc. Come on, let us hear about the magazine now. Hold on. Your
So
girl, your new friend ain't know about the magazine.
that's why I tell you everything that's in my bio. I haven't put everything. I do so much. So the magazine, it's in its first year. It's actually I just released the last issue yesterday.
Mhm.
This is the August edition. I started this year, February. It was quite interesting. I've been writing for people in other people magazines. I've been writing my own books, and it's like, all right, I created this table. Why not let's be the media boss? I'm already do a podcast. I already work with a radio station out of Nigeria. So why not get a magazine to help people continue to use their words and continue to use their voice and impact people? I'm all about inspiring, educating, and motivating. So it gives a place for people to share their mission, their journey, their testimony, and being able to, allow people to get their story out there, being able to market their business. Because, when we start off as entrepreneurs, sometimes that's the hardest thing to get into: magazines, media, because it costs too much. I decided to not be one that's very expensive but very effective. I made it to where it's market friendly and you're able to share your story and gracefully touch people all around the world. I have 27 of my own writers for my magazine as well. And I have writers that's from the Philippines. I have writers from Trinidad, and I have writers from Canada. So you may as well say the magazine's already global.
Most definitely global. Am I having a delay on my end? It looks like it's a delay. I am
It
so
is.
sorry.
It's
I
okay.
just seen, I'm like, what is going on here?
It's doing its own thing.
Yes. Oh my God. So but can you hear me good though? It's
I
just
can
my
hear you.
video is going. Okay, perfect.
Yep.
So, okay, perfect. So I definitely want to know more about the magazine. I want to know about everything so I can also be a blessing to you because you're such a blessing to everybody around the world. So before we even end this live, I would like you to let everyone know where they can purchase your books, how they can purchase it. Once the live is over, if you could go back in and put it in the comments, and let me know once you did it so I can go in and pin it. So everybody, when they watch the replays and go back, they'll be able to see it. Because I need to purchase my books too.
Absolutely. Well, as always, I am your girl, Sheena Goodine, better known as the lady behind the mask. You can find me on Amazon for my books, and you can also find me on books on my website at www.sheenaunmaskingmotivation.com. And if you don't want to go to the website, you can personally inbox me. I carry the books around all the time, like even selling them in the parking lot. Listen, you got to get it where it fit in. You can also be able to contact me if you're, ever wanting to be on the podcast. I have a calendar link that you can get on. The magazines, you would have to inbox me or email me for magazine participation. And my email is sgoudine, which is SGOURDINE16 at gmail.com. And you also, on Facebook, if you're looking for me to inbox me, it's Sheena Goodine, or shall I say, I'm sorry, it's Dr. Sheena Goodine on Facebook now, to be correct. And also on Instagram, it is the Lady Behind the Mask 22. And as always, I'm here. I'm always open and willing to listen, and I'm here to dedicate myself and be dope.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So before we end this live, I just want to thank everyone for coming on. I thank you for your participation. I thank you for always supporting me and every guest that comes on. I ask if you are not already following Dr. Sheena, please go follow her because she is doing amazing things. So before I end this live, I would like, because we have people come on replay, if you have not given your life to Christ, if you declare out your mouth that Jesus is Lord and you believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you are saved. So let's pray. Repeat after me. Dear Jesus, I know that I am a sinner and I ask you to forgive me for all of my sins. And that's Romans 10 and 9. So we love you guys because this show is about giving God the glory and giving thanks in all things. So we love you guys. We're tuning off and you be blessed. Don't forget to follow Dr. Sheena. Don't forget to DM her. We're gonna put her links in the actually We're going to put them in the comments, and then she'll send them to me. I'll put them on the post as well. So if you can't find them through all the comments, it'll be right there on the post. We love you guys. We are signing off. Good night, everyone.